feel?
Hey.
What is your?
Rate this guy's physique.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you how to lower your screen time. So recently I have been going on my phone much more than I usually do. So I have made this video just to kind of remind myself of my own values and my beliefs, as well as teaching other people how I learned to lower my screen time. The things I have experimented and learned by myself to be able to perfect this routine of having low screen time. This advice makes me more mindful, especially when I'm scrolling on social media like TikTok, Reels, or YouTube Shorts. Before I start, I want to let you know that 80% of the work that you're going to put in to try to lower your screen time is due to your mindset, your discipline, and your control. And 20% is the manual regulations that is going to help you alongside this journey. So first, I'm going to start off with the basics on how to manually lower your screen time. These things will make you rethink your choices and make it more difficult to spend time on your phone. So the first thing is pretty obvious: to spend your time on your phone on more educational things. They teach you new stuff to level up your intelligence and learn more things on the world around you. The second thing is most people don't do this, so what I tend to do is turn off my notifications on silent or just have my phone on do not disturb mode, especially when I'm doing something important like studying or doing a work task. This is so you can't check the messages or personally see the messages that come through, so you actually have to go into the app if you're expecting a message, to turn off your fingerprint or face mode if you have that on your phone, so it's not super easy to pick up your phone all the time and subconsciously go on it when you don't need to. You have to physically type in your password, so you're going to think before you actually open your phone. Another thing is to turn on your screen time if you haven't already, so you can keep track of your hours. So what I do when I turn on my screen time, if I see it's really high one day, I will feel super guilty about it. I'm going to be more motivated to have a lower screen time the next day. Another tip that I recently learned, which is today, I actually learned this. So basically you go into settings and you turn your phone into black and white mode. So when you go into your apps, the things aren't as distracting and the things aren't as colorful. So it's going to be much easier for you to log off those apps and just turn off your phone, compared to if you have lots of colorful colors and lots of interactive logos and banners, or just like videos in general. I think it's much easier if it's in black and white, especially if you're trying to complete a task. Make sure your phone is on black and white if you have that option. I don't do this super often, but if I have to try to find a way to get off my phone, I just think of myself in the third person. Imagine if I've been like scrolling on my phone for hours, I just think of myself as a third person or someone watching me. How stupid do I look? Being on my phone for 2 hours or something, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, how stupid do I look, wasting all that time and wasting all that energy? And my brain can't really comprehend this unless I think about myself from the third person point of view. The last one I kind of do sometimes, especially when I'm super like overwhelmed on how much time I've been spending on my phone. So what I do is I'm on my app, right? So I'm like scrolling on TikTok or something. What I do is I realize how much time I've actually been spending on my phone, and then what I do is like I just scroll and scroll and scroll until my brain goes crazy.
Do you feel?
And while I'm scrolling, I'm rethinking my choices. So like the sounds of the audios and how fast the videos go by, it just makes me go a little bit insane. So I just turn off my phone and immediately walk away from it. It kind of makes me snap back to reality and make me realize what I've actually been doing. You can see that the amount of content that you gain is literally endless. This only works if you're like super sensitive like me, but some people it might work. Just try it the next time that you get stuck in the loop of social media. Just like scrolling your phone forever, and you'll find that it literally doesn't go on, obviously, but then you actually have to think about what you've been spending your time doing, especially if you're on one of those apps that literally just go on forever. The most important part of this video is your mentality. So this is about the 80% of the work that you're going to put in if you're trying to stop your phone time and if you're trying to lower your screen time, and also some of my advice in this mentality talk. The first thing that you have to do is, if you're on your phone and you know that you have something to do it immediately. So when you know you have something to do, like a task or something from work, you have to do it immediately, because I'm going to tell you that that thing is not going to go away away, and it's not going to become easier the more you scroll on your phone. So you have to complete that task before you do anything else. But if you find that you're actually on your phone and you have much more important stuff to do, like honestly just doing your hobbies and doing things that are more fulfilling in your life, the things that I would remind myself is that I learned this from one of my favorite idols. If you guys don't know her podcast is amazing. Her name is Jaden Haley on Spotify. I saw this on her Instagram in the beginning of the year. So obviously Instagram does have positive effects, and this is a thing that I learned from her. She said something along the lines of, if you spend an hour on your phone or like even 30 minutes at all, are you even going to remember 50% of it? And if you do, that's like a large percent of it, but you're not going to remember every single thing that you do on your phone. Whereas if you spend an hour or 30 minutes with your friends hanging out and doing something more fulfilling, you're more likely to remember that, and it's more important to you. Spending your time and valuing it, whereas when you're on your phone, you're not connected to the real world and you're more detached, so you're just scrolling on your phone, not even really taking in the information, and if you do, it's most obviously going to be stored in the short-term memory. Most of the time when I scroll on Instagram or like anything in general, when I do go back up, I forget the videos I even watched like a couple minutes ago. Another advice is that this might not work for everyone, but since I'm such a sensitive person, I'm very aware of my outside world and my surroundings. So when something does happen to me, if I'm spending my time on my phone for such a long period, I'm going to realize it, and it's going to make me feel super guilty and aware of the things I'm doing and the content that I'm consuming. I'm realizing that it's actually so stupid and it doesn't really relate to my life. So I guess this makes it way easier for me to spend less time on my phone. But if you're just a normal person and you're not as sensitive, I have to remind myself of the ways that social media has such a negative effect on you. The first thing is that how many times have you like scrolled into a video and then always looked in the comments to see people's opinions, to see if they relate to yours and see if you agree? But sometimes the comments isn't really the same as your opinion, and then you start changing your opinion and you start thinking the way that the comments are thinking. So for example, maybe you saw a video and you thought it was super cool, and then you looked in the comments and then people were like hating on it, and you're thinking, oh my god, maybe I should hate on it too. And this happened to me so many times. And the way that social media works is that people's opinions, the more common ones and the more stronger ones, are usually placed in the top. So the ones that you're looking at are the ones that aren't really agreeing with your own values. And sometimes this can be super negative to you because you don't realize it, but you're subconsciously thinking of the other person's thoughts and trying to make it into your own, even when it's not. So social media is kind of taking away from who you are, and it's ruining your whole self-core values and your beliefs. If you have a For You page full of things that don't really resonate with you, soon enough, when you start watching those types of videos over and over again, you're soon going to become that type of person. Sometimes this can be positive if you're watching like self-care videos and videos that help motivate you and make you become the best version of you. This is good. But sometimes people have depressing videos on their For You page, which I'm not trying to point out, which depression is a real thing. But if you have depression videos on your For You page constantly and you're watching it, interacting with it, reading with the comments and relating it to your own life, in the long run, you're going to become very depressed and it's going to make you feel super miserable. Another thing is to have a good sleep schedule, because if you're actually sleeping earlier, then you're not going to be able to go on your phone, obviously. So if you sleep around, let's say before 12 realistically, then you're going to not spend that night or the early morning on your phone. And before I go to bed, I tend to turn off my phone and get ready to sleep and don't even touch it, so I don't get drawn into texting people or literally scrolling for nothing. The time you go on your phone is like the most it affects you. So when you wake up first in the morning, don't go on your phone, because that's going to draw you into the loop and you're going to go on your phone for a long time. I feel like when I go on my phone in the morning, I tend to go on for like hours and hours because my brain has just woken up. I kind of need to like rest it for a bit, and I don't go on my phone for an hour or half an hour after I wake up. If anything, these apps are designed to draw you, and these apps are designed to make you stay on them for a long time, make you use them so that they get paid more. Don't feel like it's your fault, because it's definitely not. So if you are struggling, I understand how you feel, and I know that it's super difficult, especially in the beginning if you're super attached to these apps. You have to remind yourself to take back control and to make sure that you are the one that is controlling your life, and you're the one who is able to make these experiences for yourself in the real world, and not even just like, you are the one who is able to turn off that phone, you're able to delete the apps, you're able to discipline yourself, put yourself into a routine. As long as you're willing to fight against everything that these apps have been built for, that I know that in the end you're going to be getting that low screen time, and you're going to be able to use social media properly, and you're going to be using it for the positive benefits. minutes. I'm not going to be using any statistics, but if you spend any amount of time over the years, you're going to waste years and years of your time, especially if you have a high screen time right now. You're going to waste all that time going on your phone when you should be doing more important things. If you have like a fear of missing out, I think this has to be addressed in this video a little bit. Like if you're scared that you're missing out on the things like fashion trends or just like popular things going around, you have to remind yourself that these things are not what make you you. This is what makes other people them, but it's not going to bring value into your life. You are meant for so much more than watching other people's lives, other people's hauls, their lifestyle. What is important to you right now are the things that are going to build you and help you in the future. So these things are not going to come through your phone. It's going to come through real life experiences and building your own network outside of your phone. You are meant for so much more than that. You are meant to live the way that you want to live, not how other people tell you to live and how other people want you to live. Most things on social media is fake, so what you're seeing might not even be real. I literally put my ring light on my vanity chair, and this thing is supposed to be my ring light, and I have all my video notes on my laptop on my laps. Like, if that's not fake, I don't know what is. We're all human. You are not any better or any worse than the people that you see on social media. You are your own individual. Don't compare yourself to other people's life and other people's style of living. If you're here, you're obviously willing to put in that hard work and you're willing to give up your screen time. I know that you're determined to lower your screen time. I guarantee you soon enough your goals will become a reality if you keep on trying. The same goes for anything. As long as you're super consistent and you're super motivated and determined to complete something, you're going to be able to get it in the end, because whatever is meant for you will always become yours. So good luck on your journey for lowering your screen time or just using less social media in general. If you guys need any help or any personal advice, you can either email me or write a comment and I'll make sure to respond to every single person. Any further tutorials on how to manually change your phone, you can probably search it up on other videos. And all my full advice will be in the description, so you're able to journal this, write this down, put it up as a reminder just to let yourself know how to deal with your phone and how to lower your screen time. But yeah, thank you so much for the support on my study video, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Bye guys, see you in the next video.